Aries, the race has definitely already begun. You are out there running. Now, as you are running, things have taken a turn. The placement of your feet has become a little bit more rocky, and to get the grip that you need, it just seems a little bit hard. So, in order to help you understand what you must do to get out of the situation and to understand the energy that is coming up that is going to be to your highest advantage, Aries, I need for you to go with me on a mind trip. So Aries, the race has begun. The gun has gone off and you have been running for a minute. The problem is, as the race begun, you noticed that there was a lot of snow that began to fall. Now you're running and the ground is a little bit slippery, it's a little bit wet, and so you're gripping. It causes you to run a little bit different, right? It causes your stride to become a little bit shorter as you need to keep your balance. And after a while, the snow begins to stick to the ground. Now you're running and you're huddled up. You have on your gloves. It's cold. The wind is blowing against you, and things just seem like it's going to be really, really hard. Now, as you continue to run, the snow starts to pile up, and instead of you just running on solid, even ground, now you have to maneuver through all of these mountains and piles of snow and pieces sticking to the bottom of your shoes, making them uneasy. And you're continuing to run this race. You're continuing to give it everything that you got, but it just seems as though it is so much harder to run on this unevenness. Now, as you keep running, something happens. The seasons begin to change. And it gets too hot to wear those gloves. It gets too hot to wear that coat, so you take it and you throw it off. In fact, it's too hot to be huddled up running like this, so you start to stretch out a little bit more and you get more comfortable. Now you notice that the sun is melting the snow and the ice, and before long the ground was not only even, but it was dry. So you had this solid footing and you were able to get a really good grip on the ground, and you began to run beautifully, flawlessly, some might say. So you took advantage of the simple fact that you were in a better season. Now you knew and you understood that just as seasons changed from that cold time to this warm time, you know that maybe one day ahead things may get a little bit cold again. But while you are in this warm season, you decided that you're going to run as fast and as far as you can while you had the opportunity. So Aries, what does this mean? Well, some of you guys have been trying to do stuff for a long time, and right now you're going to seem to push like the easy button or the accelerated button to get yourself to where you need to be. Okay, now what do I mean by that? For some of you guys, this may be an unexpected like referral, like something that should have taken you 4 years to do is now only going to take you a short amount of time because you got put on like the fast track program because somebody mentioned to put in a good word for you. Okay, there's going to be something that shifts your season where now it's getting warm, especially because now we're in like the spring season. It's coming up. If you're still in the cold climates like this, you know that spring is coming. You know that it's about to get warm. You know that the ice and the snow is melting, and you're going to be able to get on some dry ground and hit the ground running, literally. So this is going to once again be unexpected news and information coming in from people giving you a good word. Just the whole point of acceleration. Okay, you were getting ready to walk to the store, somebody came, pulled up, blew the horn, was like hop in, and you got a ride in the car. Okay, and it just totally shortened the time. It was going to take you 30 minutes to walk to where you were going, and somebody pulled up in the car, and now it's only going to take you 4 minutes to get there, something like that. It just really, that power of seasons changing. And when something changed, I'm hearing cash cow for some of you guys. For some of y'all, I don't like, tax refund season because people are so financially illiterate and they do really stupid stuff with their money. But this is that kind of thing where, like, if you play your cards right, you get that tax refund. Instead of you waiting for a business loan, you will literally have the money to flip, to get the business loan, to get the business, to do what you want to do, and then boom, you know what I'm saying? Accelerate it. It's not going to take you 2 years like it was supposed to. But let's go ahead, let's get into the cards and see what you guys have coming up. Okay, ooh, Two of Swords, stagnant still. We staying right there. Don't move, don't move. Okay, stay right there. For some of you guys, this is that trying to observe and get a smart answer or do something really intellectual before you move forward. Some of you guys could be stuck with an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, having two options of people, two options to move forward with something, but you're kind of just standing there. This is like being stuck in that snowy cold phase. You're trying to run forward, but the ground is so uneven where you're running. Things are so jagged where you are. It's like you don't really want to push forward. You don't want to keep going, because the more you try to run on this uneven ground, it makes your muscles ache, your calves hurt, your shins are stinging. So it's like you don't really want to keep running forward. But then again, how can you go back? You can't. What you gonna do? You gonna run backwards? You can't run backwards either, because if you run backwards, guess what? It's still snow back there. Hello, you know. So it's like literally having to be still and wait for the season to change. Wow. Okay. So what's crossing that though? See, Ten of Pentacles. Seasons changing. More solid structure foundation. You see how these coins are able to stack on top of each other? Well, that's because the bottom, the ground that they're on, is even. It's solid. It's strong enough to uphold the rest of the pentacles. And this is what ground you guys are getting ready to try to put yourself on. Okay, solid structure for your grandchildren, solid structure for your family, for your home. Okay, not just your grandchildren in your home, but your extended family too. You know, having that money, that resourcefulness to help other people. But as you're sitting in that energy of having to decide how to maneuver through this snow and stuff, it can make it a little bit difficult. And you know, when you get to that season change, that acceleration point, that's why you have to take full advantage of it, because that one season can change the whole course of your future, your family's future, your grandchildren's future, all of that. At the deep root of everything, Aries, Four of Wands, again, structure, foundation. Now, I tried to come out in reverse. Okay, I generally don't like to read these in reverse unless the whole deck is upright and you just so happen to come out in reverse. It came out like kind of iffy. So it's like some of y'all may have like some rocky homes right now, or some rocky situations, like we get a home, then we lose a home, or like we get it and it's uneven. It doesn't necessarily have all the things we want. It doesn't have the number of bedrooms we need, you know, in and out with family members. Like first I have the house to myself, then my little cousin gotta live with me, then my sister come, and then my auntie and my mama and them come. You know, something about the home just going back and forth, being unstable. Because this foundation here is, I feel like it's solid because it is a 4, so it's solid in its security there. Somebody's stable, somebody gonna always be able to hold it down. But I just feel like it changes. It keeps changing, like, you know, especially with living, where people live here and then people leave, and then it's this person, this, that, but this, or you got the job and then I'm unemployed, or I'm unemployed and you got something like that, you know. But now we're going to be able to build where everything is solid, everything is in place, everything has come to the season where now we can all be in a real flow. Okay, now what's happening in the recent past? Three of Wands, waiting on your ships to come in, waiting on some news to arrive. Now this is in the recent past, so this information could already be in. Okay, so some of you guys have you've known that the season was going to change, so you just decided to like stop running, stop forcing it, stop fighting it. Let the sun come in, because it's gonna come. Let the sun melt the snow, because I'm not gonna go pull out no shovel, and let nature take its course. And because I am trusting and waiting, I know that something good is going to come in. The ship's coming in, the good news arriving, the season's changing. Okay, some of y'all just really need to understand that right now. Some stuff you're not going to be able to change. You can pull out a shovel, you cannot shovel all the snow off the world or all off the path. That's going to slow you down anyway. So some of y'all just decided to stop with the struggle and just relax and let God, universe, spirit do its thing. Now, what is going on? What's crowning you in your headspace? Five of Swords. This is running against that uneven ground. This is still having to fight the battle. Okay, this is still being stuck in that cold energy. This is still being stuck running a marathon, and you know you have to maneuver each step. There's snow piles on the ground. You have to leap over those. Okay, your shins are burning. You know, this is y'all running. Just in case I didn't make it clear, this whole running that you're doing, this is the race of life. Okay, this is you guys waiting on that season to change. Maybe even some of y'all feeling defeated, like the seasons will never change, the home will never become solid. Everybody who is here will not be able to contribute to the whole overall household. I won't have this money for my great grandchildren. Okay, some of y'all are in that defeated mentality. Okay, but what's coming up for you? March, The Four of Swords. See, this is, I want to read it here, but it's coming out in reverse. The Four of Swords. So this is somebody's coming out of recovery mode, okay? This here is recovery, going in, being quiet. It's snow outside. Maybe you need to be in hibernation mode, but it's like it's in reverse. So it's like somebody's coming out of that. Okay, now listen. We have the Two of Swords. We have the stuck. We have being stagnant. We have not moving forward, not moving backwards, letting nature take its course more so. And this energy here, can y'all see me? This energy here is the Four of Swords. Remember, we said it was in reverse. So it's like, if these were together like this, and this was in the upright, these would pretty much mean the same thing. Unmoving, kind of chilling out, recovery. This is like stagnation, not moving, both not moving. But this one is in reverse. So we started off here, not moving, and now we have coming out of recovery, coming out of that uneven ground, being able to run out there and get out there because the sun is shining. It's a little bit warmer, okay? This is taking the coat off. This is taking the mittens off. This is doing your thing because you're a lot warmer now. You feel it. You feel it. Much better energy. Much better energy. So it's coming. Be cool. Five of Swords here, and then we digress to the Four. So it's getting better. It's coming down. This is the snow melting now, okay? Now, let us look. What you fear. Ooh, Nine of Swords. Having to fight, having to defend. What it is that you've done. The fruits of your labor. Everything that you've already had. Everything that you've already built and established. We don't want this foundation to fall, okay? We want to continue to add to it and continue to build it. But it's just like it keeps going back and forth. Back and forth. It's a little bit rocky sometimes. This is having to, this is almost surrendering to, quitting, feeling like you're almost at the end of your rope, feeling like you've done what you can do and there's no more left in you. You've been running. That snow has been a problem the whole time. You are tired of leaping over these little snow mountains. You are tired of having to run on uneven ground. And it's like, you know what? I maybe just be ready to give up. I may be just about to throw in the towel. But let's see how others are seeing you and viewing you during this time. Ooh, Ten of Cups. Family, home life, stability. Once again, we got this 10. All of these represent like stability, completion. We got the completion, the solid structure of the home that's like almost ever changing. But then we have this, the rock solid foundation. And then we have the Ten of Cups. So people are looking at you like your home, like your family, okay? You might, Aries, you know, y'all have a lot of friends, okay? And you're very dependable. A lot of people can come to you. A lot of people can talk to you about what they need to talk to. And a lot of people feel at home with you. They feel comfortable with you, okay? And this whole thing, this whole reading is more so about like this home front and the longevity. Okay, now let's look at Ten of Cups. I still want to see how other people are viewing you this month. Nine of Swords, but stressed out. People are stressing you the heck out with this unstable ground, this in and out energy. People coming, people going. You want to stay, then you want to leave. First you're paying this amount of rent, then you just up and go, and now, you know, now it's all on me. You know, energy with a guy or a girl. Like first you're home, then you decide that you want to leave, then that first we're together, then we're not together. It's a lot of back and forth energy in terms of people not making choices and decisions, or flipping in choices and decisions to the point where you just kind of sit there and be like, you know what, I'm not doing nothing no more. I'm not making no more choices and decisions. I'm just going to sit here and see where the chips fall. And that's, you know, making some people who come to your home, or people who know you as that loving person, they can see that it's stressing you out. Okay, we got the tail of these two nines right here. These two nines are representing almost complete, almost done, but nonetheless one is very stressful and one is like ready to give up. Now let us see what you hope for out of all of this. Queen of Swords. Put your foot down. To tell it like it is. You're either gonna stay here and be here for the long term, or you got to go and be gone. You know how when you a kid and your mom be like, you either in or you out. Don't come in and out my door like that. That type of energy, okay? It's like we rock solid. And this ain't just necessarily love relationships. This is people. Like you either live here or you don't. You can't come stay for 2 days out the month, but then be like, well, I don't stay there enough to pay rent. Because you got some people in your midst who literally will milk and get as much without having to give. It's like the second that it's time for them to give, then it's like, whoop, that's my limit. I'm gonna come stay. I'm gonna come home at 2 in the morning, and I'm gonna leave out at 9 a.m. and I'm only gonna come and stay between the time. I'm gonna shower, and then I'm gonna eat out, and that would solidify someone to say, I don't have to pay rent. I'm not even here. you know. But no, that's not solid. That's not gonna be working no more, because if it leaves you in the energy of like a battle that you can't find any victory, or if it leaves you in that anxious energy, like you don't know when people coming and going and all that kind of stuff, then that needs to be dropped. That needs to be dropped, because it's not serving you for your highest good. Okay, so you need to figure that out. Okay, this month. Let us see what's going to be the outcome of the month, though. Let's see. So you're coming out of recovery mode. Seasons are changing. 7, cleaning it up. 7 of Cups, we cleaning up some energy, we sweeping through. Okay, so when we're coming out of this recovery mode, when we're right now we're in the midst of, like, the sun is shining, but the snow still has to be melted. Okay, and as that's melting, it's turning to ice. So we got some good patches, we got some good things when we running. You got some smooth areas, because the sun has already set in those areas and has melted that. So now you got some nice dry land to put your feet on. Okay, meaning that there are some areas in your life that are cleaning up or about to be cleaned up right now, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to deal with those things, or it's going to be good for you to accelerate and use those dry patches as like your the points where you can just really go for it. But then there's still going to be those parts that the sun maybe didn't catch it on the right angle, and it wasn't hot enough, and that melted ice didn't quite melt, and maybe it's even black ice now. Okay, so we still got some confusion going on as you're coming out of recovery, but the key is you're going to be able to build through it. The whole entire key, this whole thing too, is just like the season is changing. Okay, so when it pertains to like money losses, when it pertains to having to take a small L to get a long-term W, all of that type of energy is here. So you got to know that if it's shaky, if it's unsolid ground, you're not the only one who feels like that. A lot of people are transitioning from one state of being to the next. Like, for example, let's say you had a job, you had a good job, but then you got accepted into like some type of fast track program for like management or something like that, right? And they need you to go to training. Now when you go to training, it may not even be as much money as you was getting paid at that last job, but when you get done with training, it's going to be like double the amount that you was making at that last job. So you're going to take this small L for a long-term W. Okay, for some of you, sorry, for those who like tall men, I'm seeing you're going to take a shorter man for a longer marriage, if that makes any sense. You like really tall men, and instead of getting with the tall man who you're going to be married to for like maybe 4 or 5 years, you're going to take the shorter man and y'all be married for life. Okay, wow, that's interesting. I don't think I ever got anything like that before, but that's okay. All right, well, that is what I get for you, Aries. Thank you guys so much for all of your likes, subscribe, shares. I appreciate you guys so much for everything that you've done for my channel. If you are not subscribed, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can know every time I upload. Now guys, continue to like, subscribe, share. I love reading your comments, and if you need a private reading, hit me up, waterstarvibes@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at waterstarvibes, and I'll see you guys for the next video.